Greetings and salutations, and welcome back to Jill of the Jungle. I'm hopefully going to be finishing this off today. We only have a couple of levels left, so we may actually be playing 2 games today. More on the second game when we get there. Let me quickly tweet out that I'm live. And done. And right, with that done, let me see, is there anything else? No. I think we're ready to proceed. Yep, we seem to be live. Okay, so get the main menu back, restore our game. Right, we have levels 12 and 13 to explore. The underground river. I just noticed that's interesting. It doesn't actually tell us that Jill splashes into the underground river or anything like that. It just says the underground river. Anyway, as you can see, we're going to want some gems here. I quite like this level. So this is another level. Hey, slug. Aside from the occasional killer slug, we're going to have a return of that shape-shifting mechanic. Now I'm going to get some of the human form stuff done first. But we've already passed the totem that will get us into the new form, and we'll see it back again shortly. As I said, I want to sort out some of the Jill stuff first, then we can go straight to the transforming while we kill iridescent jellyfish and slugs. Not the most menacing sort of enemies, but you know, they do their damage. They look pretty cool. Hi. Now I don't know what sort of fish that is, but yeah. Unfortunately, we can't enter the water in Jill form. We will die if I'm not much mistaken. See if I can get those guys. They've gone off screen anyway. Oh well. Later. Now, did I go over here? Yes, I did. Okay. I think we're ready then. So, no wait, I don't think I went all the way over here. So, and you'll see why I'm bothering to kill enemies in the water presently. Don't want to fall into the water. In fact, let me just save quickly. Don't want to lose that progress. Notice there's a Jill sign up there. And there are apples. Come on, Jill. Jill, look down. Thank you. Apples leading into the water, which, as I noted, is deadly to us. But there's also, between the second and third apple, a little icon. An icon of a fish. Kaboom, it says. And we can shoot fish bullets now. Remember, you can shoot a fish bullet by pressing Alt or the fire button on your joystick. You know, I haven't used a joystick in absolute ages. Also, I'm not sure why the fish shoot bullets in this world, but you know, that's apparently a thing. Ow. Now, in fish form, of course, we can't exit the water. We can't even try. And it would presumably be bad for us if we did. And this is why I was killing things in the water in Jill form. Dealing with my enemies while they couldn't get at me. Now let's see, I just want to go up here, I believe. Might as well. I do like those jellyfish. Pity to be killing them, but they will hurt me if I don't. Like that. And that wasn't a jellyfish, but still. They hurt me in the same manner, is what I'm saying. Yeah, I can't go up there. Oh, it's me being incautious. Oops, come on. Interestingly, iridescent gems, these. Apparently iridescent is my word of the day. I mean, not literally, you understand, but apparently I'm saying that a lot. Iridescent. It's a nice word, quite frankly. I do have a fondness for words, and iridescent is a good one. Unfortunately, our adventure as a fish is done, for now at least. So we want to... not this way, that's right. We have our gems. Want to turn back into Jill with a foof. And head over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we get another gem on the way out. And Jill enters the jungle map. If you recall, we want these gems, for access to the end game here. We could put the gem that we have in, why not? We did otherwise with the previous ones, there we go. We still need one more gem, and then we'll be in the end game. Jill enters yet another puzzle. There's a hole there. A giant M. That tries to kill us. I don't know whether it can hurt us, but it looks like it can. This is another level that I quite like, and again, another level that includes a bit of the old transformation. I just wonder whether Dan Shive would like this game. Poof! And we are a frog. We have become the Death Frog. We can use the jump button to jump higher. Similarly, the shoot button. We can't actually shoot in any way, shape or form. Like the actual Death Frog, we can only hurt things by bumping into them. In fact, no, it looks like we can't hurt things at all. So let's transform into something that can. Much prefer being a Firebird than a Death Frog. Okay, collect this gem. And you see these rather nice and decently animated pennants. We get points for these, for bumping into these. Let's see, I want to get back at those. Unfortunately, we can't turn into a Death Frog again. It would be kind of cool if we could. But let's get back at these ants now that we're capable of shooting things. And just out of curiosity, is there a sort of secret here or anything? No. Okay. And once again, we go up. I do really like this strange, surreal background that this has. I mean, look at this. You might think, oh, that's the horizon. It's a very simplistic depiction of a horizon, except that there's two of them. So, yeah, not sure. I mean, I'm sure there's some sort of geometry under which you can see three horizon lines. Anyway, Jill enters the jungle map. Nice short levels. I do like that about this game. It makes it a bit more breezy. Okay, and we're about to enter the plateau, the final level. This is the one with the closest to a normal background. There's this overview. I suppose this is an overview of the jungle that we've been exploring all this time. I don't know why there are crabs up on a plateau, but there it is. There's a nice lake in the background, which is quite nicely done, I think. It employs that, I will say, it might be the most normal view that we have, we've had thus far, but it does employ that sort of, I associated with RPG Maker games, that weird tilt in which the background is apparently at about 45 degrees to the foreground, which, normally is just a matter of, of how one depicts, how one expects to depict, oh dear bees, how one expects to depict a distant vista in a side-on perspective. Come on. There we go, hit the hive. But in this case, I think it kind of works with the sort of slight surreality of this game. So, yeah. I don't know whether the devs actually thought of that, or whether it's just a happy accident, but to my mind that works anyway. Yeah. Into here, collect the jumping power up. Jill reaches the ending. Now sit back and enjoy. And yeah, that's it. It is a very simple level, that last one. The ending sequence, and we're back to this pitch black backdrop. I'm not playing this, by the way. My hands are off the keyboard. This is a cutscene. Jill transforms into a firebird again. Flies out amidst planets and stars. Yeah, there's some ring planets. again, this lovely sort of, almost sort of 80s cosmic surreality with, you know, giant luminescent mushrooms too. I really do like the aesthetics of this. Now, I remember as a child, hold on, 500 miles away from her starting point, Jill wanders into a strange and mystical grove of mushrooms. Transforming back into her human form, she stops to ponder the situation. This is a place unlike anything seen by the eyes of a human. What unspeakable forces of nature lie beyond the grove? Can a lady like Jill uncover the mysteries of this place and escape without messing up her blonde hair? Find the answers in Jill Goes Underground, the startling sequel, and also Jill Saves the Prince, your ultimate quest. Just when you thought it was over, the Jill series continues. In Volume 2, Jill Goes Underground. Explore Montezuma's castle, discover the land of eternal weirdness, venture into the demon's hideout, with lots of new graphics, levels, sound effects and music. In Volume 3, Jill Saves the Prince. Journey through a castle filled with bats and knights. Explore the Eyrie and the Mega Puzzle, then battle your way onto a ship. Features an overhead view jungle map. Much, 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 much more. Congratulations, you've conquered the jungle. We hope you've enjoyed playing Jill of the Jungle. And I did, very much so. And I hope you've enjoyed joining me on this journey through Jill of the Jungle. And I remember for a long time, I only had this, episode 1 of Jill of the Jungle. And I dreamed of getting to play the subsequent episodes, you know, imagining what they might be like to follow on from this. And I did eventually get to do so, and honestly they were a little disappointing. I don't think I liked any of them anywhere near as well as I like episode 1 here. But still, I'm glad I got to play them, and I'm glad that I still have episode 1, because episode 1 is still special to me. Episode 1 is still deliciously weird. It's still a great comfort game to me. Anyway, as you can see, I've played this a couple of times, and that's Jill of the Jungle. So, we're going to be moving on now to our next game, and that will be The Fool's Errand. Now, I'm not quite sure how well this is going. Okay, good, it looks like it fits into the view quite nicely. Now, this says, the moon guides you by its light, and you get a different message each time, and you have these buttons to click on. And I don't know how you're supposed to interpret this, what any of it means. These are tarot cards. You'll see why they're relevant later. There are all sorts of symbols down here. I'm guessing this was some sort of copy protection at some point, that this free version, which was released legitimately for free by the creator, I believe. In fact, I got it from their website, if I recall correctly. I'm guessing they undid the copy protection, because now you can just press whatever buttons and it works. So I like that one, and that one, and that one. I didn't catch what that said, but anyway. The Fool's Errand, 1989, copyright by Cliff Johnson. One sunny day, a light-hearted fool strolled along a hilly path, whistling a merry tune. A long wooden pole was slung over his shoulder, and attached to it was a cloth bundle which carried his life's possessions. What a marvellous afternoon, he exclaimed to no one in particular, pausing to appreciate the lovely countryside. Soon the trees parted, and the path led to a small clearing, ending abruptly at the edge of a treacherous cliff. But the fool was undaunted, and kept at his swift pace, steadily approaching the sheer drop. "Your folly is most curious," a voice boomed. "Have you no fear of death?" Now, before we go on, no, this is not a text adventure, and no, this is not a visual novel. This is in fact a puzzle game that happens to come alongside a story which is delivered in a slightly unusual manner. You'll see. Let us continue. And note that this is titled The Sun. That's relevant. If we press this, we get this curious screen. And we'll see what it means in due course. Once I figure out how to... okay, I'm not supposed to be doing that just yet. Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry, just getting used to the controls again. I have played this a couple of times, but it's been a while. Anyway, continuing on. Just as one leg dangled over the side of the cliff, the fool hesitated. Who dares to interrupt my errand? He demanded impatiently. I dare, the bright yellow sun replied. Yes, that's right, the sun's talking to us. Well then, the fool considered, I seek the 14 treasures of the world, and I am told that a man who strays from his path is lost. That may well be true, spoke the sun, but I fear that you are already lost. Take this map as my gift. It will aid you in your quest. And in a flash of light, an aged parchment appeared at his feet. At last, a path to follow, cried the fool, happily taking the map. Perhaps, the sun murmured, yet things are never as simple as they may seem. But the fool had already run back down on the hill and did not hear the sun's parting words. And that's what this is. This is the sun's map. That's why we see this thing. It'll make more sense later. It'll make more sense later. Now, you may notice that nothing much seemed to come of that. This is page 3 of 3 of the sun. As you see, we can go forward, but not to the next chapter there. We can't go to the singer or the warrior or the page of wands or the stream or the knight of wands. And I suspect that some of you listening might perk up your ears at some of these names. The Wheel of Fortune, the Queen of Wands. These are tarot cards, because this entire thing is, let's see if it doesn't actually say it here, but this entire thing is set in a world based around tarot cards. Now, there's no divination in this or anything like that. It rather uses the tarot cards as a sort of a framework, a backdrop for everything. Anyway, as I said, we can't actually go on to the next chapter. If we go down from here, as you see, we get to the Wheel of Fortune, which is, several chapters on. Similarly, if we can go here to the second part, and we can't access any of this, but we can access these 3 at the end. Similarly, here we can access the first and these last 2. Here we can access these and this one. And here we can access, a number of them, in fact. And that's part of the way that this game works. Despite the fact that it seems to continue on there, this is not actually the next part of the story. Even though it might seem as though it follows on, it really doesn't. So, further along, the fool came to a wooden wheel mounted atop an old tree stump. A wheel of fortune, he exclaimed. Perhaps it will tell me of the 14 treasures. He gave the wheel a spin, and after many long turns it came to rest on a set of jumbled letters. But unfortunately, the fool knew of such magic and was unable to decipher its meaning. And yes, I think they did mean what they said when they said that the fool knew of such magic and was unable to decipher its meaning. It's part of the strangeness of this game. Now, that seems a little odd. What that means, well, let me try that again. Essentially, that ties in, I think you'll find, to the puzzle. Either the puzzle attached to this one or one that leads into it. I forget which. So let's click and find out. Because those little question marks it ties into some other puzzle, probably the one that leads into the Wheel of Fortune. Each of these, or most of these things, comes with a puzzle of some sort attached to it. In this case, it's a card game puzzle. Once again, we're playing with tarot cards, and we're not actually told much about it. Here, if we click up here, we get the rules. We can begin again, and we can return to our scroll. You've been challenged to a game of Thoth. The player with the highest hand wins the round. In the case of a tie, high card wins. A yield costs 27 points. The first player to earn over 700 points wins the game. The old man, our opponent there, there we go, our opponent. The old man cannot see the card in the lower right corner. That's this one, presumably. Use the mouse cursor keys or the 1, 2, 3, and Y keys to select a card or yield. So presumably this is the old man's equivalent of the star. He's pulled the High Priestess where we pulled the world, and we want to select a card. We don't actually know right now what gives us points. This is part of the puzzle, I think. So we have the world and the star, both sort of cosmic things, I suppose. He has the High Priestess. We probably don't want him to get something similar to the High Priestess, but I would think the Empress and the Hermit are probably both like the High Priestess. The Devil possibly as well, because I think they're both major arcana. So I think we might be in trouble. Evening, Hangfire. Greetings and thank you for the follow. How are you doing? I'm just explaining the rules of this game. I don't know at what point you came in, but we're playing essentially a puzzle game that has us piecing together a story. And right now, our current puzzle, there are a variety of puzzles in this. Our current puzzle has us trying to figure out this card game, not knowing quite what will get us points and what won't. So yeah, I have to select a card or yield. I'm going to select the Empress. Old man had the Tower, chose the Devil, and wins 72 points. The Dark pair beating an Astral pair, and that gives us some information. So the High Priestess and the Devil are both considered Dark, and the World and the Star are both considered Astral, and presumably the Empress isn't. Okay, so that gives us something to work with here. We have the Hermit and the Empress. He has Judgment and something else. These seem similar. Oh, I think I probably want the Emperor to go with the Empress. Seems like a good idea. I suspect that either of these will go with Judgment though, so it is tempting to try to cut him out of that, but I think I'm going to go with the Emperor. The old man yields. Okay. Wait, what happened there? I must have misclicked button at some point. Oh well. Okay, so we have the Devil and the Hanged Man, which I'm guessing perhaps are both Dark. He has Death and something we don't know. On the board are the Fool, Judgment, and the Magician. I'm thinking maybe the Magician to go with these two, or maybe Judgment. I'm going to go with the Magician. Old man wins two. He had the Wheel of Fortune to go with the Fool, which are both lucky. I just had the Magician. Oh, I see. I know why it's going automatically. The old man's getting a turn. Alright. Something to that effect. Alright, so we have the Tower and the Star. Here's the Chariot. I wonder whether the Star is lucky. Maybe we could go with the Fool. Let's try it. We won 18 points. Oh, it's a low pair with the Tower. Okay. Right. I think I might want to be careful where I click. Maybe I'm misclicking here. Anyway, so the World and the Fortune Wheel, and here's the Devil. The Moon would be an Astral pair with the World. I have a suspicion the Devil would go with the Magician in some way. I wonder whether these have a commonality that we could exploit, perhaps. The World, the Wheel of Fortune, they're both important cards, I think. So it's tempting to go with the Magician and see whether they count as... Yeah, let's try. Let's find out what the rules here are. Fool wins 9 points, Magician beats Devil. Okay, so none of that went together. Okay, Wheel of Fortune and the Star versus the Chariot. I doubt these go together in any way. Maybe the Hierophant? He had a mortal pair. So Strength counts as mortal and the Chariot counts as mortal. Okay. The World and the Fool versus the Empress. I'm going to try the Hanged Man. Okay. Okay. So Hangman is a lucky card, interestingly. But he had... but of course his royal pair beat me out there. The Lovers and the Devil versus Justice. I don't really want him to get Strength because that would probably go with Justice as some sort of attribute pair. On the other hand, I'm wondering whether the High Priestess... Well, the High Priestess and the Devil are a Dark pair, we know. Let's try that then. Yep, Dark pair beat Royal pair. So the Hermit is considered Royal. That's worth knowing. Judgment and the Moon versus the Lovers. That'll be mortal, and that'll be mortal, and that'll be mortal, I think. Which means we probably can't prevent him getting a mortal pair. So let's go for the Astral pair. Oh, he had 3 lucky things. Okay, so the Lovers are considered lucky as well. Okay. I'm probably going to lose this. It is kind of complicated, and this is just one of the puzzles. hopefully we'll get through this one fairly quickly and get to see others. In fact, we don't have to finish this one right now. If it takes too long, I can always go on to one of the other puzzles. So I would like to show off some of the variety this has. It has a whole range of puzzles, some fairly mundane, you know, things like mazes and arranging tiles to make pictures. Some weird. So anyway, so we have Temperance and the Emperor. I'm going to take the Empress. Yes, my royal pair beat his lucky pair. The Star and the Tower. I'm going to try Strength. No. Okay. Devil in the World. I'm going to go for another Astral pair. And he yields, which cost him points, I think. Hanged Man and Temperance. I think the only one we're likely to get anywhere with is the Devil there. And we got points for it. Not much. Oh, I see. I'm glad you found the website. Did you find, out of curiosity, did you find me on IndieDB or TigSource or on my personal website, Thaumaturge-Art? Okay, so we have the Fool and the Empress. I wonder whether the Empress counts as mortal. Okay, the Empress doesn't count. Okay, no, we got a low pair. Sorry, a lucky pair, which beat a low pair. Well, that works for me. Hierophant and the Moon versus Strength. I don't think he has much to go on there. So I'm wondering. Let's try the Tower. No. Okay. So the Fool and the Hierophant. I'm going to try the High Priestess. Nope. But Temperance and Judgment are a council pair. Oh, I think I yielded by mistake. I really have to be careful where I put my mouse when clicking through. Either that or press something else to advance. Fortune Wheel is lucky. Strength is mortal. Tower I don't know about. No. This is, honestly, I do have difficulty with this puzzle. This one is a difficult one for me at times. I'm going to go for... I think I don't want him to have the Hierophant with the Emperor, so I'm going to try taking the Hierophant for myself. Got me some points. Ooh, almost clicked yield again. Chariot and Justice versus the Star. I don't see anything that likely works with the Star. So let me try Judgment. Council pair beats death. Okay, so Judgment and Justice are both council pair. Almost clicked again. No, where? See, I'm not sure where I'm clicking. Okay, you found me on... Oh, on itch, of course, yes. And then my own website. Okay. Oh, I'm glad you did find me there then. Oh, really? What was your name, if you don't mind my asking? I, of course, don't recognize the name Hangfire. Okay. I think I'm going to back out of this puzzle. I'm going to try one of the others for a change. Let's go out to the world. Very soon he came to an aged stone monument set upon a carved pedestal. It was a model of the world. At last, the Fool exclaimed, running over to the globe and searching it carefully. There must be a clue to the 14 treasures here somewhere. Yes, the world suddenly replied, in red, which is probably relevant. Praise be, he said, leaping for joy. Please, I am in haste. What can you tell me? Yes, the world repeated. The Fool scratched his head in bewilderment. You say yes, yet nothing more? Yes, was its final word on the matter. All right, well, let's see what his puzzle looks like. Nick. It's been a long time. I remember the name, but I am sorry, I'm struggling to put a face to it. But either way, it's good to hear from you again. Nice to hear from someone back in honors. My, there are so many countries, thought the Fool. Okay, this is a fairly straightforward puzzle. This is a word search. There's Portugal and Spain. Let's see. Oh, Russia. Come here. Russia. France. No, come on. France. There we go. Scotland. So as you can see, it's not all weird. Sweden. Some of it's really straightforward. Norway. Poland. No, come on. Poland, Iceland. Oh, England. The Netherlands, the underworld. Is that Romania? I thought it was Romania, but anyway. Ireland. So Nick, what are you up to these days? Are you still doing programming or anything like that? Let's see. Seoul is not a country, I'm afraid. Okay, let's try vertically. Oh, wait. Okay, we can see the age of this game now. This still has Yugoslavia, which isn't a thing anymore. That is now Serbia and Montenegro, if I'm not much mistaken. Let's see. Albania. Come here, you. I don't know whether Albania is still a thing. Okay. If you don't mind my asking, what are you up to these days? Oh, wait, I see Switzerland. Learning and development space. That sounds interesting. So, stuff, I suppose stuff related to, to education. I'm guessing not just teaching then by that descriptor, something more like, I don't know, I suppose you said development stuff. So, what sort of thing, if you don't mind my asking? I didn't work for a big studio. I worked for a small studio, Luma Arcade up in Joburg for a little while. I am, yes, very much still passionate about game dev. Oh, corporate training, interesting. Okay, what's that? What is that like? Let's see. Germany. I see Germany. Let's see. This looks like Czechoslovakia, which again is not a thing anymore. It's now the Czech Republic and Slovakia. Okay, training on new systems, processes, whatever. Okay, honestly, it sounds interesting. It sounds a bit. What it puts me in mind of, and I'm guessing it's probably not like this at all, but what it puts me in mind of is taking tutorial classes back in university. You know, I don't know whether you ever did that. When we could to handle tutorials for a bit of income. Turkey, which is making me a little hungry now. Lovely. 4 to go. Almost there. Finland, 3 to go. Let's see. What do we have? This looks like it might be something. Maybe not. Oh, there's Austria. 2 to go. What am I missing? Zenlia. Must be a word, right? I'm developing my game as a full-time job now. Doing the whole sort of indie game dev thing. Yeah, no, I imagine what you're doing is a lot more corporate than tutorials, but it's sort of vaguely similar in, you're sort of teaching a bunch of more or less adults systems and such like. At the moment, I don't actually have funding. I've sort of moved back in with a parent for now. I'm hoping to get a publisher on board soon to get that funding. I'm preparing to start sending out pitches now that the game is looking, I think, halfway decent and sound. What am I missing here? I'm missing 2 countries in this thing. But I don't know where. Well, one may hope that I have a success one way or another. I am still in Cape Town. Well, I say still. I'm actually moved to Joburg for a while to go to work at Luma Arcade, and then I went traveling overseas for a couple of months, and then I came back to Cape Town. So, sort of still in Cape Town, more accurately back in Cape Town. I imagine it's in here somewhere because there's a lot of unused letters here. This looks like it might be. Oh, there's Greece. Got one. Okay, one left. One left. I would guess it's either here or here somewhere. Just judging. Or maybe up here actually. Oh, there, Italy. Gotcha. And that brings us to the Maze of Hedges, which note isn't the next one on from that. We went to, what was that again? The World. So there, you can see there isn't a dot next to the World now. It's done, and it took us back to the Maze of Hedges. He followed the cobblestone road and discovered that it ended at the entrance to a maze of tall hedges. I would not go in there if I were you, warned a woman tending to a garden of 9 star-shaped flowers. No one has ever found their way out. Well, the fool pondered, since you are not me, then it must mean that I should go in there. He disappeared into the maze and very quickly found his way to the exit. What's our puzzle this time? Ah, beware the wandering winds, a voice wailed. Okay, wandering winds, the fool wondered? I cannot even feel the breeze. It was a bit of an adventure. It continues to be. I'm not actually in touch with any of the old class anymore, I don't think. I think you're the first I've heard from in years. I stayed in touch with Anton and with Beth for a little while, but lost touch eventually. Alright, so this looks suspiciously open, doesn't it? But it is not. So we have a bit of a semi-visible maze here. And there's one of those wandering winds. Ah, hello. Ouch. So basically it's a semi-visible maze with teleporters. So I think at the start the thing to do is just to map it out. With a with a fully visible, well, with a maze that we can see the entirety of once the thing is actually visible, it'll be pretty easy to find our way to the exit once we get there. The main trick is going to be actually, revealing enough of the maze to get us there. Okay, so we can't actually go through, through there. Tricky things, these winds. Ooh, okay. I do wonder whether they'll turn out to be useful in the future. Okay, so we can go through there. These 3 all winds. Is this one? Nope. Oh, that is. Let's see. Okay, so I can't go through there without hitting the wandering wind. Oops. Okay, interesting. This way, nope. So I can't go there. Ah, and that's also a wind. That's fine. I want to explore up there. Wonder, can I use the keys for this? No, I cannot. That's a pity. Oh, but I don't have to drag. I can click, and I don't have to click. Okay, that's pretty well done actually. I don't have to click exactly. For each tile, I can actually click at the end of a run. Travis Bulford. That name seems vaguely familiar, but I'm not actually managing to place it. Yeah, I know. I'm not quite sure where I might have heard that name, but there are a lot of people. There actually are quite a few people involved in game dev in this country. You'd be surprised. I know a lot of them by screen names, to be honest. So Gaza N, who is Gareth Wilcox, if I recall correctly, and Dyslexia, who's Danny Day, and my old boss, Luke Lamotte. I don't know whether he's still involved in game dev these days, but he was back when I was at Loom Arcade. Yeah, and a bunch of others. So there are more of us than you would think. Ah, those are all Wandering Winds. Okay, that's tricksy. Ooh, hey, that looks promising. Ah, you're kidding me. Okay, hold on. I want to get back there. How do I get back there? Don't remember which wind took me there. That's fine. No, not you. Ah, okay, so that middle wind's good. I like that middle wind. Ah, kittens. Okay. Maybe we're making progress here. Wait, what? Oh, I think these might teleport me randomly. Ah. Oh, Celestial. Yo. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I remember that name. That's from a long time ago. Yeah, I don't know whatever happened to Celestial. Wow. So I feel like, yeah, we can manipulate these winds to take us just about anywhere, it seems. Okay, so it looks like we want to get into there. I wonder whether we can just teleport around until we get a wind to take us to the right place. Probably won't take us all the way to the end, but we might be able to find one that'll take us close enough. Oops. They said beware the Wandering Winds, but maybe we can make these winds work for us. Harness the power of chaos. Come on, winds. Ah, that might work. Can't go through there, that's no good. But depending on what the winds look like, this might... Ah, kittens. Okay, that's definitely where we want to be, I do think. Come on. This is why Chaos Sorcery is not really advised. Not terribly controllable stuff, Chaos. But we will get there. We will get it to do our bidding. Ah, there we go. Okay, so we want to avoid that wind. Right. Through there. Now, I'm guessing there's a wind in here somewhere. Kittens. Okay. But we're getting there. We're making progress. Just need to get back to the right part of the maze. Ah, come on. Come on, winds. Come on. So close. Come on. Just need to get them into the right part. Just need them to get me into the right part of the maze. Come on. Oh, close, so close. Ah, yeah, this will work. I'm careful where I click. Okay. So we know there's a wind there, so we want to circumvent that. Kittens! Ah, so close. But we're unlocking more of the maze. I mean, I say unlocking. Honestly don't know whether there are any limitations on where the winds will teleport you to. I wouldn't be surprised if they'll only teleport you to areas near to where kittens. Areas near to where you have already unlocked, so that you can't just go into the first wandering wind that you encounter and immediately hit the exit. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a little more logic to this than there appears at first to be. Yeah, I suspect there's going to be quite a few winds on the way, on these last steps. Kittens, not what I meant to do. Okay, I'm going to have to be really careful when clicking there. Okay, getting there. Through this section, around here, around that wind. Okay, so not there, not there. That's fine, that's fine. That has to be fine, and we are out! They all said I was mad to harness the winds of chaos, and they were right, but it worked anyway. And now we're in the maze of thorns. I would not go in there if I were you, warned an old man tending to a garden of 10 star-shaped flowers. No one has ever found their way out. But I've just done so from the other side, the fool boasted. That cannot be, the old man snorted, for if you had, one of the land's lost treasures would be found, in magenta text. Not wishing to argue the point, the fool continued onward, and there's no puzzle for the maze of thorns. That does happen in some of these. So let's go to strength. Disheartened, the fool wandered toward a small cave in the side of a sloping hill. As he peered into the darkness, a fierce lion leapt out of the shadows and pinned him to the ground. "Stop, my pet," a voice commanded, and out stepped a beautiful woman in a white silk robe. "I am Strength. Why have you come here?" As she petted her lion, the fool eagerly stated the purpose of his errand. "Ah, but such a task would take an error," in capital letters and in red, the woman advised. "Then you cannot help me?" the fool replied sadly. "But I have," insisted Strength. "It is you who do not listen very well." All right, what puzzle do we have here? Okay, this is a fairly straightforward one. This is a jumbled picture. Excuse me while I have something to drink. The main trick here is going to be figuring out quite what it looks like. We have some pyramids, clearly. The sun is presumably somewhere near the top. It looks to me like this is probably... Yeah, I'm seeing some boxes here, so I think we have multiple frames. And that has a frame there with some yellow on the side. Aha, yes. That looks good. I don't know quite where this is placed just yet. That's clearly not right. That looks good. Oh, that looks good. That wasn't actually where I meant to click, but hey, it worked. Interesting. Okay, so I think we probably want this, yes, over there like that. That looks like it goes there. Yeah, that looks good. Why am I not seeing any? Oh, I see. That's why I'm not seeing any more with blue. Looks like we have more yellow there, so I'm guessing we have this on the other side as well. Not there. Aha. Looks good. No, silly Ian. You go there. This looks like a bottom to me, perhaps. Yeah, I'm gonna see. But where's the? If that is the bottom, you know what? No, I don't think so. I think this is the top, because there's nothing that seems to match above it. So shift this up to the top. Okay, so likewise, these are going to be the bottom then. And presumably they're going to look similar, having a moon and pyramids. Well, that's interesting. Okay, it's not quite as expected. Looks like it's a different sort of symmetry that it's using. Oh, oops, this goes there, that goes there, that goes there, that goes there. That looks like it belongs there. Aha, okay, now we're getting somewhere. No. So then that probably goes there, that'll go there, that, oops, no, not you. That'll go there. Right, that's probably the worst of it. And we see we have a letter of some sort here, and we have some people. Yeah, that's looking good. So it looks like we have the fool meeting someone. That looks like it's in the right place. That doesn't. Aha. Okay, now I think we're getting somewhere. Something's still wrong. What is still wrong? This doesn't look right. But what? No, that doesn't look right at all. Tricky. Okay, so this I'm pretty confident in. See, these are all part of this. So this. Oh, I've just realized I have these eyes the wrong way around. That's the problem. Which means that I have these the wrong way around. Or something. Ah. No, okay, so I was right the first time about which side the eyes are on. Oh, there we go. Got it. And there's a green E, which is probably relevant in some way. And this brings us on to the Page of Wands. Wandering away, the fool returned to the task of inspecting the sun's parchment, but sadly he could not make any sense out of it. Further along he met a page who stood in the middle of the road, admiring his polished wooden walking stick. "That is indeed a fine staff," the fool complimented. "Yet I am lost, and I desire your assistance. Do you know how to read a map?" "I fear not," answered the page, not taking his eyes off the walking stick. "I am lost also, and I seek the pyramids," which is that image that we saw in the puzzle that we just finished. "The pyramids? Why, they are to the south," the fool pointed out. "See, the middle one is inscribed with the letter E in red." Well, so it is, the page realized, dashing off in that direction. Naturally, this did not help the fool at all. You may also note that this story isn't making much sense, and that, as noted, is because we're actually seeing it all out of order. We've gone straight from strength to the Page of Wands, which is where... There we go. We've gone all the way back to here, to the Page of Wands. So we're not actually going to get to see this story in its proper order for a while yet. Anyway, what puzzle do we have? This appears to be... To solve this puzzle, find the hidden letters below and enter them into the blank boxes. Use the mouse or cursor to select the boxes and move between them. Okay. How do I figure out... I don't know how I'm supposed to figure out where that... Oh, unless... There are the pyramids. This person's... I wonder whether... Ah, but this might be the Knight of Wands who... Well, maybe not. Maybe it's one of the other characters... Like... Is it someone that we can... Doesn't look like it's any of these. I'm not quite sure where we're supposed to get that right now. Maybe we'll come upon it later. Alright, let's try Temperance then. The fool continued on his way and came to a stone bridge that crossed a crystal clear pond. Floating over the water was an angel who held a jeweled chalice. "I am Temperance. Why have you come to this place?" Again, the fool stated the purpose of his errand. "All things in moderation," the angel commented. "You're too eager and have missed much already. You must take a sip," in capital letters in red, "of my mystical waters." "Thank you, but I'm not thirsty," he answered courteously. Can you tell me anything else?" "A sip is all you need," spoke Temperance somberly. The fool found it rather odd that the three who had offered their advice so freely had nothing of importance to tell him. Right, what's Temperance's puzzle? I see. Yeah, the puzzle is jumble. To solve it, rearrange the jumbled letters into their correct positions. Fifth anniversary is traditionally wood. Sorry, how do I rearrange them again? Select a letter. Okay, we're swapping. There we go. Eighth anniversary. Okay, it's bronze. First anniversary. Paper, of course. 25th anniversary appears to be silver. I'm getting this half because I know the anniversaries, but largely because I'm getting these to a degree. Well, in part because I know the anniversaries, but also because I'm unscrambling the letters. Third anniversary. I wouldn't be able to answer the anniversaries if I was directly asked, but let's see. I'm guessing this is leather. And some familiar with the anniversaries is helping me to undo the unscrambling. 17th anniversary. So this is all anniversaries. Looks like this is turquoise. That's not how we spell turquoise. Turquoise. Red urn, it says. Which becomes relevant here. Beyond the pyramid stood a quaint peasant village, and here the fool met a jubilant party of townsfolk gathered in the street. In the middle of the crowd was a beautiful wedding canopy attached to 4 oaken staffs. Underneath, the man was searching through the presents frantically. "Red urn," in capital letters and red text. "My red urn, have you seen it?" he asked the perplexed fool. "A red urn?" he puzzled. "Is not red a gaudy colour for an urn, and is not an urn for a funeral?" "It is our custom at such an affair," the man sniffed. "There's to be a wedding between our kingdoms, and everything must be just so. Now, have you seen it?" The fool assured the man that he had not, and went on his way. Fresh vegetables. Okay, I'm going to skip out on this one. I'm going to go and see if I can find something else of interest. Go for the hanged man. Ooh, let's try the moon. Yet the shadow of night had cloaked the land, and the fool could not tell from which direction he had come, or to which direction he should go. If only this map made any sense, he moaned, removing the wrinkled parchment from his knapsack and staring at it. "The sun is a trickster," echoed a voice from above. "But it was he who gave me this map," replied the fool, looking up. "It was to be my guide to the 14 treasures of the world." "And so it will be, but not in the way that you think," the crescent moon replied. "The map shows you only of the places you have visited, and never of the places you have not." "But how will that help me to find my way out of these mountains?" the fool pleaded. "Just follow the path to the west," he replied. So what's his puzzle? Select the correct button. Okay. Okay, right, it's one of these. Okay, right. These I find quite difficult. Spells out much to accomplish, but that's not all that relevant. What we're actually doing is we're constructing letters out of the space here with these buttons, largely experimentally. It looks like it could be part of an A. Where was that? That looks like it might be relevant. That looks like it could be part of an H. Of course, I don't know whether the black or the magenta is the text. Whoops. That looks interesting. sure, not sure. That definitely looks like something. Oh, there we go. There's an A. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere, and that's starting to look a bit like an H. But what is? Looks like it might form something somewhere. That looks like it might come to something. Not sure about that one. Keep that one in mind. That doesn't look good. I'm going to try removing that one, see what else we can get in there. Tempting, but I think that's too low down. Unfortunately, I tend to not remember what each button does, so I do end up going over them multiple times. That could be something. That could be something. That looks like it might be the start of something. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Hey! The blacksmith. Soon the fool came to a small craft shop, and inside he found a young man working on 8 copper dinner plates, each inscribed with the design of a 5-pointed star. "Hey!" the fool read aloud in red letters from one of the plates. "What does that mean?" The craftsman spoke without looking up. "Althea Isabel Heatherstone," he snapped, "and she wants these plates monogrammed by sundown. Now trouble me no further, I have much to accomplish." The text that we read. Okay, I'll do this one quickly. We are pretty much at the end of stream time, so let's finish off this this puzzle and close up, I think. Let's see, rearrange all the jumbled letters, select a letter. Okay. To be happy or to show remorse. So it sounds like one of these is probably sorry. And the other may be merry? Yeah. Brandybuck. A colour and a royal hat. Okay, a royal hat is a crown. I'm guessing that directionality isn't important here. Oh, and brown. That is to say that it doesn't really matter which one's down and which one's across. Seek a swift feather. Okay, so seek and feather. Oh, feather is quill. Okay, got that one. Seek. Oh, I see. It's not seek, it's swift, quick. One is content and one is astray. Either that or one is content and one is astray. But I'm guessing content. Ah, yes, indeed, it is bliss and a miss. To frown with a sound. Okay, let's see. So, scowl. And growl. Look for value and direction. Value. Okay, I think direction is probably north. Oops. Value. Well, it's not throw. Oh, worth. Both haunt the night. One is a ghost. One is a ghoul. One is an ache and one is a number. Well, it looks like 3 is the number. Interestingly, the dev for this made a game called 3 and 3, if I recall correctly. Or was it 3 and 1? Something like that. Anyway, an ache, is a throb. Cold and motionless. Much like what the ghost left behind, I suppose. I'm guessing chill. And still, yes. And R, O, and I are highlighted. Without another word, the fool obliged and left the shop, following the grey cobblestone road. He approached the dark cathedral with 3 high steeples and paused for a moment to inspect each of its 5 stained-glass windows, each in the shape of a circle and each containing a 5-point star. R-O-I, in red letters, read the fool, noticing some letters in the center window. Now, why would someone want to monogram a church? Anyway, let us save. Did that save? Let me just double check. Good. And with that, I will close up. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this. I very much have. And stay well and goodbye.